Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot. Now, I know I said I wouldn't be doing any more readings this month, but I have a few spare hours, so hopefully I'll be able to do all 12 for the Lunar Galactic download for this month. The moon will be passing across 16, 17 degrees Sagittarius on the 22nd, which also happens to be the fall equinox. So when I saw that, I thought, oh no, I can't miss that one. Now, the equinox, as you probably know, fall equinox, autumnal equinox, equal hours of light and dark, seeking a point of balance. Interesting, since it is also the point of going into Libra, the scales. Well, that's probably where the symbolism came from in the first place. Now, listening to the various astrologies, Chris Witecki on his Namaste Today, shared on my Facebook page, link down below, of course, talks about the sun ingress into Libra, about coming into a new relationship with ourselves, whereas Astrology with Heather also said seeking to come into balance. Not necessarily finding that balance. I mean, hey, have you seen the world? But seeking to come into that balance, making the effort to move towards it. Now, this is also the Feast of Mabon, which, although people talk about the Wheel of the Year being an old thing, which it is, Mabon's recognition only seems to derive from the 1970s onwards. But anyway, he was a child of the light and son of Mother Earth, I think, if I remember correctly. I did print some notes out, but they're over there. Now, this is a time for reaping, for the second harvest, the fruit harvest, and a time for review for everything that you started putting into action in the spring equinox and in the early side of the year. Well, it's also a good point about the fall equinox is Jupiter has just changed to go direct, so it's signifying a good change in in consciousness and confidence, maybe, but a good change in consciousness. All in all, pretty good omens, pretty good symbols. Now, considering that with the Mars-Saturn square, Mars-Pluto square, Mars-Jupiter square, Mercury, T-square, Mars and Saturn, that doesn't figure, does it? But it's Mercury's coming into T-square of something or other, and I'm sure Mars and Saturn are involved there, but maybe Saturn must be T-squaring. But anyway, moving on. Watch the Astrology with Heather video for more details on that. Again, link down below on my Facebook page, link down below. But I want to look at the symbol for 0 degrees Libra. Now, the Chandra symbol is, and not at all stereotypical, a group of fat Italian ladies preparing bread. Now, it says this is an archetypal, universal and diffuse allegiances, activities and realms of experience, becoming camouflaged perfectly by adopting a persona that is wondrously engaging and easy connected with. So that does indicate an energy to put people at ease and to start rebuilding relationships if they've been destroyed. However, the interpretation goes on, putting it on a bit heavy, thick grease paint. You exult in getting away with seeming to be the world's most anonymous person. The disguise can stick to the face. Overt consciousness awash in mass identification. At times you are able to penetrate through and find open possibilities, but you are primarily engrossed in the outer and alive to the advertised sensations of what it is like to be popular, well received and simply welcome wherever you go as part of the mix, and no problem at all. So, bit double-edged. Well, to me, I think that's a little bit double-edged about that whole subsuming yourself in mass identification. But if you're trying to smooth over any divisions, then that's quite useful. Now, the Omega symbol, which I really like a lot more, is an apothecary shop in which herbal concoctions and other medicines appear as needed. So this is talking about desire and need combined with pure intent, creating their own fulfillment spontaneously. And the oracle of this degree, which explores it more, where is it? So, and I love this little story, an alchemist invented an apothecary shop which mirrored completely the realm of disease. Anyone who entered it immediately reflected their essence onto the mind of the shop, which then generated the herbs and compounds as an echoing of felt needs. The shop held all of the answers and solutions that one could ever desire. Now, what was curious was how few people came to the shop. And of those few who came and took home the medicines, how many of the medicines were placed on a shelf somewhere and forgotten about? So the shop, always desirous of improving the potency and efficacy of its products, began focusing on other medications such as songs, weather and memory clusters, which is harvested out of people and distilled into custom-made homeopathic essences. Illusions, properly selected and harvested, were also found to be highly salutary. Well, salutary I would have thought meant to say hello, but I assume that means some form of healing. That sounds perfect and a little bit double-edged. Hopefully it is reflecting your actual need and not what you think your needs are, because let's face it, we're all on this, if you're on that self-exploratory trip, we're all well aware of the difference between the two. So, to the cards, this is going to be a general reading for your star sign. This is a bulk introduction, as ever. There will be a timestamp down below, so once you've seen the introduction once, you don't have to watch it again. And I advise that you look at your sun, your moon, and your rising signs. Particularly, I would say, on this one, your moon, since we are talking about seeking balance, and the first place to seek balance is within your feelings, because if you don't get the balance there, you're not going to get the balance anywhere else. So as a general reading rules apply. You know the script here, you know, roles can be reversed if someone else appears. It's an oracle card driven reading, so you can ask a question beforehand. I'm not going to guarantee that it's going to give you an answer in any form that can relate to the question, but we're looking at the energies coming in. This is the model, and some astrologer friends of mine have contested this, but basically this is tarot, not astrology. But looking at what energies coming from Galactic Center are filtered by the moon and how they can affect us this season, especially with it being fall equinox. Especially with Jupiter just going direct. There is quite a challenging month ahead for us astrologically, but it looks like the fall equinox energies can really give us a springboard to hurtle through it and take advantage of the challenges that come to us, rather than just going, no, 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 no more, no more. Although, if you find yourself huddling in a corner rocking and saying, no more 2020 please, I don't blame you. Won't get a lot done, but I don't blame you. But try not to do that, because hey ho, we have got to make it to the end of the year somehow, you know. Even if my favourite election bumper sticker so far is Giant Asteroid 2020. So, yeah, comment down below. Like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Join the Facebook page, because if you're a Facebook person, you know, social dilemma notwithstanding, because I don't just post my videos, I post videos from the astrologers, the various, you know, astrology weather reports, Achita Bava, Astrology with Heather, Ksenia Moore, astrology podcast. Now there's always a good investment. It's normally about 2.5 hours long. Rick Levine, Astrology Hub. Can't think of any more right now, but I know that there's oodles more that I watch, but I want to get on with the cards. So let's bring them up. Right then, Cancer, and welcome Cancer Rising and Cancer Moon if you've just joined us after the timestamp. So some of these cards are speaking for themselves. A new start is coming. I'm going to leave that one there. But whatever this is something where you are being called to submit to with Hod, the left leg of the tree of life. Hod is the force that abides. Hod is the force that takes over when you just surrender to the power of destiny and you just go, when you let go and let God. And there's a big Jesus thing going on in this reading. We have Anna, the grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying the foundations, the divine plan, the one who's actually set all the, like I said, laid the foundations and set, made sure the plan could unfold. And then we have the Miriam, who are apparently they're twin flame angels. And they are the angels that spoke to Mary in the tomb of Jesus when she found his body had gone. So there really is this feeling of, you got this, as long as you are being pure of heart, but even if you're not feeling so pure of heart, we've got hidden motivations here, but honestly, I don't feel anything bad about that hidden motivations card. It's like some form of door opening occurs in front of you, and you know to go through that door, not just because Hod is pushing you to go through the door, not just because you're letting go and letting God and you are falling through the door, but because as soon as you see that door, we want to go anyway because of some other thing. And what you are wanting to achieve is killing more than one bird with one stone, which is probably not the most angelic sort of way of describing it. But yes, you're getting to kill two birds with one stone with this. So let go and let God, and then look at the secondary benefits as well, which is probably highly calculating, but I honestly think this is a good thing. And as I say, these hidden motivations, they don't feel dark. They don't feel like you are unleashing some shadow side of your personality or your inner desires or anything like that. It's like, yes, now if I can do this and achieve this, that also means this gets achieved over here. And that's just a good thing. Because it's almost like you are coming into your own sacred space by this door opening. We have, from the House of Night, Wisdom of the House of Night, Oracle, we have Grove, we have Beauty, and Belonging. Now, the Grove is everything. It's your going into your own sacred grove, your own sacred space. The Beauty is that awe, that feeling of, I have submitted to the will of God. But I do want to say with this, by submitting to the will of God, by submitting, to the destiny forces that are around you, you are pursuing your own agenda. So yes, there's that element of surrender, but there's also that element of, no, this is what I want to do. I didn't know I was going to do it now, but this is what I want to do. We have this column here, the Angel of Trust. I trust in the divine power of goodness and love to protect and guide me. Well, you are having that guidance, and you know what a good idea it is to listen to your guidance when it occurs. The guardian angel of young love. I accept love with gratitude. I am opened and made whole by its beauty. So this opportunity that is coming to you, that to me indicates that for you to accept this opportunity to walk through that doorway that has been opened for you, you have to accept some love that is aimed towards you, that is coming to you. Not always the easiest thing for a Cancer to do. You know, you've got your shell, you've got your defences high, but it's the right thing to do, and intellectually it's what you want to do anyway. You know, so right, you just have to ensure the Devil card. I always clarify the Devil card, so I will do that in a moment. When this door opens, do not let your own defensiveness, especially if you have to accept love to walk through this door, do not let your defensiveness prevent you from walking through that door. Because it will be crystal clear that where you are being led to is what you have set up or been trying to set up, but it's also what the divine has set up for you as well. Let's make those a little bit there we go, you can see them better now, although there's a weird thing going on here. Oh well, I have pixels on my fingers. So yes, there is a transformation by accepting this new pathway. Well, I mean, no surprise there. Of course there's a transformation with it. Ooh, but these are nice at the end here. So from the Making Magic deck, we have the Triple Spiral, listening to the Divine Wisdom and joyfully learning life's lessons. And the Tree of Life, true wisdom and making good choices in life. And these are energies that are coming into play for you if you allow them, if you allow balance. Because between you and the divine together have conspired, probably a strong word, and I'm not necessarily saying conscious you, but you and the divine together have conspired to create a foundation for you of something that, well, you've done it before on this planet. Some past life experience or another, whether it is within recorded history or before recorded history, or maybe you've done it on another planet, who knows. But somewhere along the line, you are about to do something that you have done before, and since you have done it before, you will do it well this time. Two of Wands. You have to, Tales of the Past and Future can make one intelligent and bold, from Epos. I don't know why I tried to say that in a Greek accent there, but or my version of a Greek accent. Two of Wands. I really like that. Do not let your own defensiveness and your own attachment to the structures that you have around you anyway hold you back from taking this opportunity, whatever this opportunity is. And it will be pretty obvious pretty obvious whatever this opportunity is. It's one of those things that you ain't going to be able to miss, you know, 20-foot tall flaming neon letters in the sky sort of opportunity where you know that this is the right thing. It is something that you have the courage to surge ahead with it, and yeah, you have secondary motivations, you get secondary gains from it. Shucks, that's all part of the plan. It might not feel like it's part of the plan, but that is all part of the plan. You are supposed to get the main thing and the secondary gains. That's why would you be getting the secondary gains? It's all, don't worry, that's all supposed to be. If you take that opportunity, if you go through this door that is opened for you. So that's what I might call the reading. If a door is open for you, go through it. Because there is what I really like is this Kaliel here with justice. It's almost like this is setting something right. It is setting. It has an element of fairness to it. It has an element of. I do feel like there is a setting something right, but I think the phrase redress is maybe a little too strong. And I think it may be something, since we've got the justice here with two of swords here on the bottom of the deck. You will be surprised how much going through this door sets right, as long as you have the courage to dive through it when it occurs. Do not let your own attachment to structures that you have currently hold you back. The structures that you have currently, I mean, you might think that where you are at the moment you belong. You might be right. But where you're going, you really have that sense of belonging. And it's almost like there's a bigger but more secret world, which will always appeal to a Cancer. It's like, but a bigger but more secret world is opening up for you. And you get your secondary gains, and that's okay. It really is. This is a lovely... this is a really, really nice reading. You've just got to, when a door is opened for you, go through it. I think that's what I'm going to call the reading. And there's not a lot more to say here. So move along, nothing to see. You know, there is change coming. We have the Death card. We have that a new start is coming. We have this sense of belonging. With the Five of Pentacles, so that sort of indicates that by going through this door, you're feeling initially like you lose something, but what you stand to gain is so much more. So much more. And remember, on the Five of Pentacles, there is that guiding light shining through the window. That is the light of God, the light of the divine that is shining upon the two of them. And bear in mind that that's a window. They might be out in the cold and snow, but they've only just got to walk round the corner and they'll find the church door where they can go in and get warm. So go through the door. Definitely go through the door. Any opportunities that have come to you, especially if it is obvious that there's an opportunity that comes to you that requires you having to accept some form of love, that may feel a bit well, I don't want to say weird, because that makes it weird. But it's just almost like some love that's aimed to you, and you're like, oh, well, an element of, that's a bit weird, and an element of, where's this coming from? And this is nice, but it's a love that appears that would not naturally appear in your logic chain of working things out, if that makes sense. It's a surprise. It's genuine, it's fine, it's okay, it's just different to what you was expecting, but that's okay. You're in this time of change. We have the Death card and the Judgment card. We have transformation. We have the Fool, and the new start is coming. And the Ace of Wands, that's surging ahead on something. You just have to overcome that attachment to structure and use the advantage of Epos. Use the power of the Two of Wands to make yourself intelligent and bold, and take the opportunity when it arrives. All right? So, your next readings will probably be the monthlies, to be quite honest, because I don't know if I'll get any more time this month. Not that there's that much of the month left. So, See you at the monthlies. Oh, if it means anything to your Cancer, comment down below, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and see you next month.